So, anyways, I like your background.
Yeah, reporting live from space.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Got you.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, dude, my bad about the notes. Um, so basically, it's been like almost 2 years since we last talked.
damn.
COVID was like in the middle of it, uh, in the thick. I think the what was the second strain? That crazy one,
Oh, the Omicron.
Omicron. That was just coming around. We were talking about the Omicron.
Yeah, yeah. When I was signing into Zoom, I was getting flashbacks of the pandemic. We're getting a chill.
When you were where?
When I was logging in right now,
Oh,
I was getting flashbacks of being locked up at home and crazy, crazy man. What a crazy time.
yes, very crazy. 2 years ago. It's crazy. It's been that long since I've talked to you. Um,
Yeah.
um, you are. Last we talked, you had just dropped your album with your project on
Yes,
Spotify,
I did.
and since then, been working on anything? Have you dropped anything new?
You know what? I had a project I was working on, and then I kind of took a break, and then I just completely stopped because I was just like so uninspired with like, and it's kind of my fault because I was like just happening to hear the radio and everything that's been coming out now is like so frustrating. Like it put me in a mental spot where I'd be making music and I'm like, dude, what am I doing? Like this isn't gonna get around. Like, and for a while it was for myself, and then I was like, you know what? I'm stressing out over getting plays and trying to get booked for shows. And I was like, yeah, I really don't need to do this, you know? So kind of took a break from it. But I did recently start messing around again. So I think I'm gonna get that project finished and just kind of put it out there. So it's
Okay.
it's tough. It's tough. Music now is so lame, dude. Like I hate music now. Like every time I turn on the radio, it's like old pop songs or like old really like popular songs just redone or like somebody's like just I guess call it rapping over it. Like it doesn't even seem like rap music anymore. It's just like everything's recycled and processed that it's just it sucks. And then now like you got like AI generated music and it's just like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Maybe I'm just too old.
You feel
So
uninspired?
yeah, man, everything's so generic now and like it just yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. So, what do you
Yeah.
listen to? What do you listen to? Like, what are the
Uh,
things that would inspire you, or things that you like to listen to, kind of like to just relax?
I still listen to like the classics, like the 90s, early 2000s hip hop and a lot of like old rock music that, I grew up listening to. I've been getting into like indie funk bands and like blues groups, which are like crazy good. But I mean, I listen to that and I'm like, man, these people are so talented, but like they get no play. So I'm like, what chance do I have, kind of, which is kind of a poisoning mindset, but I think with everything that's happened to me recently, like, it's kind of more of like a realist thought. So, but I still enjoy listening to like real music, real bands that you could tell are really, passionate about the craft. So,
Like what kind of acts, what kind of artists are you talking about? Like the jazz? Do you know
um,
any of the bands you're talking about, like the jazz funk?
so there's a group called French Kiwi Juice, which is FKJ for short. Really great. Really like mellow, like easy listening music. There's the Free Nationals, which are like my Pandora station right now because they're more of like a smooth R&B, but with live music. They do a lot of collaborations with other artists. So I put that on Pandora and it kind of opens the floodgates to like other similar groups, which is great. So it's cool to listen to, man. That makes me want to like pick up an instrument and start playing.
Oh, do you play instruments? What instrument do you play?
Um, Mainly just the keyboard, but uh ever since I got this new laptop, I've just been messing around with like uh beat making machines, which are just basically formatted like keyboards. You kind of point and click, um, which is, I mean, the number of instruments on that and like synthesizers are like just crazy. So getting a little feel of everything. I might start playing bass just because I like the simplicity of it. But yeah, you know, a bass guitar has like such a presence of sound, so
Hmm.
which I really like. So yeah, man, I'm trying. I'm still. It's hard to give up on something you really love, you know. And I've said it, for a while now. I'm like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break. And I was like, I'm just gonna quit and then stop for a while and then kind of get that bug of like hearing a melody in my head. And I'm like, I need to, you know, I need to put that to wax. I need to record that or mix that in. So, it calls. I mean, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes and I'm just like, I'm gonna make some music. I'm bored. I can't go to sleep. So it's crazy, man.
It's awesome. It's really cool that you get that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like you just sometimes you just gotta like just want to do something. Just gotta
Yeah.
get that itch.
Yeah, it's almost like an addiction. Yeah, it's great. I still try to go to, shows and see live music, but it's kind of difficult. I just went to one, I think 2 weeks ago with my brother and my nephew. He's about to turn 18 and he's venturing off. So those are like his first show. And he's like, "Hey, you want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's check it out." Didn't know any of the groups, but I was like, whatever. And me and my brother pull up and it's like a bunch of kids. And we're like, "Oh shit." We go and sit at the bar. My nephew's like taking off and he comes and checks on us like we're a couple of old chaperones. I was
That's
like, damn,
crazy.
dude, I was like, man, the generation just passed by. And I look at my brother and I'm like, fuck, I feel old, but I look at him and I'm like, well, at least I'm not the oldest guy in the room. So it's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I was telling you on the phone the last time I know for sure one of the last times I ever saw you in person. You didn't have kids. Now you have a 13-year-old. That's
Yeah,
crazy, dude.
yeah. Man, when I hear, because it's not the first time I've heard that. But every time I hear that, like, dude, you didn't even have kids, and I'm like, what was life like back then? Like, I don't even
Right.
remember. It's like a blur. It was like a lifetime ago where I was just like, what? Like, I didn't, I wasn't a parent my whole life. Like, it was crazy. And now I look at my daughter and like we're having like full grown conversations. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is crazy. And then it's crazy because I see more and more of myself in her now and the way she acts and her demeanor and just her personality. And I'm just like, what the hell? This is crazy. So it's nuts, man. You'll be there eventually.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's nuts. Like the time just passes by.
Right. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I can, but I can't. I can't wait to have
Yeah,
those
it's
conversations with my son.
bittersweet.
You know.
Yeah, definitely bittersweet. You start reminiscing. Then you realize how old you are, and you're like, shit, can't deny it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
yeah, it's been a journey, but it's fun, dude. Like it's fun in the sense that I like want to intrigue myself by what her opinions are, what she's gonna say about certain things, and there's times where I just sit back and just let her talk, and I'm just like, damn, dude, this is your child. Like you created this person, and now they're like independent and just someone else now. They're not dependent on you. They're not developing like like they were. They're already, they're their own person. I think what makes me like reassure myself that I'm, you know, at this point is I always think like, damn, I have memories from when I was 13, so she's gonna remember this shit. I better,
Hmm.
you know, straighten up or act right, like this, she's gonna remember and be like, hey, dad, remember? And I'm like, damn. So that's cool though, man. It's probably like my favorite thing, being a parent. Just every day is something new.
That's a pretty good way to put it. I like that. Your favorite thing. I mean, I could see that. My kids are getting
Yeah.
big, and I have a 3.5-year-old, and I just had a nine. I just had one in October, so he's 9 months. Two
And
boys, and they're crazy, man. Like my oldest, he was like trying to like strangle
oh
my
geez,
the baby, and it was like, dude, like can't do that. But he's at
man.
that stage where he doesn't understand, He's like he doesn't know if he's being too rough or not. But it's like, dude, you can't do that. It's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough. It's rough. It's
Yeah,
like
and it's hard.
trying to put one to bed, and the other one's screaming. It's like, oh,
And
it's rough right now.
yeah, it's tough. I didn't have the cojones to have another kid, so I don't know the struggle.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And even then, like we were trying for a girl for the second time, but we had a boy, which is it's fine. Everything's good. Two boys
Yeah.
is cool, but man, the other day I was at Costco and I saw these fucking two little kids, maybe like 5 and 7, like in the basket, and they were just like going at it, like just
Oh,
punching each other full like hard. Like you could hear the smacks and shit. I'm like, fuck. And the
ugh.
mom ran over and I tried to split them up. And I'm like, man, if my kids do that, bro, like that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah. And I mean, having two boys, it's hard, but it's kind of like you have to kind of expect that because
Exactly. And that's how I was looking at. I was like, damn, my kid's gonna be doing that shit too. Like that. Like they're gonna be doing that for sure. I mean, I grew up with the brother, so I know and you did too. So you know how it is. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's how it is. It sucks, but that's how it is. And it's like, fuck, bro. Like, I have to deal with that shit again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, at least they're not too far apart in age.
yeah.
No,
And I'm hoping
I
that they're really good friends and that they're really close. Because my
yeah,
brother and I were cool, but we weren't really that close.
yeah.
Even now
See,
we're not that close.
yeah, seeing with me, like having two older brothers such far apart, like I was always like the guinea pig or like the test subject of like their crazy antics as kids. And even like going into high school, like I had to follow that trail and it was just like, ugh, like man, these guys put me through the ringer. Like I'm surprised I didn't have like broken bones or like aneurysms or anything from just the shit they put me through. So,
Shit, like what would they do?
oh, dude, I mean, they, when we were kids, like wrestling was a big thing. So anything they saw on the TV, they're like, Sam, come here, we're gonna try something. Like,
Oh no.
and then we had bunk beds, so they would think, top rope, elbow drops,
Oh
and I remember like dude, they like there'd be times where like I would cry and they would just be like, it's okay, don't don't leave the room. Like
don't
they would
tell. Yeah.
like one of them would sneak out and like go make sure like my mom didn't hear. They would like come back in like, you okay? Oh man, you're so tough. You're so tough. And I'm like, freaking
Damn.
holding my face like you guys suck. But I'm just like, I didn't know anything else. So to me, I was like, oh, this is how it's supposed to be younger brothers. And yeah, so at
Wow.
least your kids aren't that far apart. So
Yeah, and that scares me that that could happen, where like it's like a secret, like, oh, don't tell because I was rough, too rough on you or whatever.
yeah,
Like I would want to know as a parent, I'd want to know, like, hey,
right.
like like don't be fucking around like that, because like it's hard. It's like yeah, it's like I'm sure if you saw someone hurting your daughter, you would be like, what the fuck? But imagine if it's like your fucking own family, like your other kid. It's like that's
Yeah,
a weird, it's a weird thing to juggle, like. And I'm kind of
yeah,
going through that right now, where it's like I have to kind of turn that off. Like, hey, just be realistic. Like, hey, stop. Like just stop. Like, I can't be mad. Like, I mean, they're kids. I get it. Like, it's gonna happen. but it's crazy because I don't have a rule book. I don't have like a like a guide telling me what I should and shouldn't do. And
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing, or I'm doing the right thing, but not right enough. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's all trial and error at that age.
Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy, dude. I hate that. I hate that shit. I wish there was like a definite way just to fucking do it and get out,
Right.
do it and move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. You gotta find your footing with that. And at least with your first one, once you get that formula going, it's, just copy and paste to the little one.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it works like that. But we'll see. We will see.
Yeah.
How much older were your brothers than you,
Um, my
or how
oldest
are they?
brother, my oldest brother is what, 17 years older than me?
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. And then my sister is what, 14? And then my other two brothers are 5 and 4 years older.
Hmm.
So I was catching them at like when they were teenagers, I was still a kid. So they were able to just toss me around. So
Damn,
yeah,
that's rough.
yeah, quite a gap. I think that's kind of why I decided against having another kid or even trying at it, because I was like, nah, my daughter's already gonna if I met somebody right now and thought like, hey, let's have a kid, like that's already 13 years, which is unrealistic. If you know,
Well, I
I'm
mean,
not
shit,
gonna
your
have it.
parents did it. What, 17 years is the gap?
Yeah,
Shit, you
yeah.
never know, bro. You
No,
could.
I'm done, man.
Right, right. I know
And
you
then
know, but I'm just saying it's crazy. Your parents did
yeah,
that. They had that gap. What? I wonder what was going on there. Like
right.
there was an accident, or were they trying all of a sudden years later?
Dude,
It's crazy.
man, I couldn't even tell you.
That's a
The
crazy
80s,
gap. That's a
80s
crazy
were a
gap.
crazy time.
So your oldest brother, 17 years. Were you guys close at all, or at all? Like, I mean,
You know what?
now then.
Not until I got like out of high school. I think because I was just like still trying to figure things out, and after having four kids already go through high school and everything, my mom was really strict on me, so I was like, nah, I was I know, you don't understand. So with my oldest brother, he would kind of step in as like the father type, to discipline. So I was like, nah, fuck this guy, we're not gonna be close. But then when I got out of high school, we would hang out more and we would talk more, and I was like, you know what? I should listen more. So
Oh,
we're cool now. We're really close now. I'm really close to my siblings now.
that's awesome.
We like, yeah, we hang out a lot more now, and I think the pandemic really like pushed us together. And like my mom caught COVID, and then I caught it, and then when we had it, my brothers would step in, my sister would step in, and then when they got it, like it was vice versa. So we all kind of rallied together, and now we get together like almost every other weekend at least. So it's cool now.
It's awesome.
Uh,
That's really cool. Good. I'm glad for you guys. Yeah,
thank you.
you guys were always cool. Well, I remember your brother Oscar. He was really fun. He was a fun dude. Crazy fun
Yeah,
dude.
crazy dude. Yeah,
Crazy dude. He was so
yeah,
funny. I remember when I dropped. I think I've told his teammates that when I dropped the bottles in your remember that story where I dropped the bottles in your front yard.
yeah. I
I
do
dropped the
remember that.
bottles and you're an Oscar. I didn't even know Oscar. I mean, I was aware of him, but I never knew him. He ran out and he went like this. I just drove off and he went like this. I threw the bottles just so people know. I threw the bottles because your other brother Chris, he left them in front of my house like empty, and my dad whooped my ass. And so I was like, "Fuck that!" So I ran over there. I put them in a plastic bag or like a garbage bag, and I went and I just dropped them all in front. And I just meant to like just put them like the trash like he left it mine, like in front of my house. But
Yeah.
every bottle when it hit the floor just broke. Every single it was a 12 pack of Coronas. Every empty bottle just shattered right there in front of your the house in Sage Point.
Yeah, yeah, it's my mom's house.
Yeah,
They
your
they
mom was out, and Oscar came out and he went like this, and then it was like later on when Everything was cool again. Chris is like, "It's cool, come over." And we went over there playing PlayStation 2 in his room. And Oscar, he didn't come in the room, but he goes, "Hey, what's up with those bottles, man?" Like he was yelling it through the door, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get my ass whooped right now."
Yeah, I
But nah,
remember
he was
that.
cool. He was cool about it. We were laughing about it later. But yeah, that's where I got to know him a lot better. And then when Cecil Runner happened, shit, I'd see him like every night.
Oh God, dude, that house.
Hmm.
That was some crazy times. Yeah, the bottles, man. I remember that was hilarious.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't even drinking back then. I was like 19 years old. I was young, and yeah, it was a crazy time. Crazy time.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
yeah.
fools just got bottles and they just they got a 12-pack Corona and just started drinking in front of my house and left it all there, front and left it all on the driveway. And so my dad pulled up, thought I was drinking. He fucking freaked out and beat my
Oh,
ass. And so I was
yeah,
like, "Fuck you guys!" And then went and
yeah, that
tried to.
sounds
That
like
was
my
my
brother.
revenge. Yeah,
That's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah. But it was him and Carlos. Those two were goofballs.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Shoot, I was probably still in high school.
I think you were because it was like a year. Yeah, because yeah, you were a freshman. I was a senior, and it was
Yeah,
the year after high school. So yeah, you were definitely in high school.
damn.
Yeah, it was all
Gosh,
memories.
to be young again.
Yeah, we used to do dumb shit. Remember, we used to play this game. I don't know if you remember, or you were part of it, or you were a victim. Fuck your sleep. We used to
Oh,
just call people and like on a block number and just get them to come outside. Like we would just do anything to get them to come out.
I
It's like if they came
remember
out, we would just be like, "Fuck your sleep," and we just drive off.
that. I remember my brother did that to Carlos, and he put somebody in the trash can and put it up to his front door, and his little brother answered the door, and he was like just close the door, like he panicked and just like closed the door.
Oh
And
man,
we thought it was the funniest thing. And I look at like, dude, you think about it now, like someone did that to me now, I'd be pissed.
right, 100%,
Like
exactly
I'm
that.
I'm going after you at work, like I'm going to your job.
All those things we used to do were stupid, stupid, stupid. Like, I remember one time I was with Chris and Carlos. We were in a, I think it was Carlos's little S10. This is like 20 years ago, back when high school days.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was kicking with them. And it was before I was like, we weren't even drinking or smoking or nothing. But we just decided to go, or Carlos decided to drive his truck and hit like as fast as he could with his car, like those trash cans, like in front, like the people have in front of the house,
Yeah.
like in the back of this building. And he would swear that him and Chris and Carlos would do it, and they'd fly straight up in the air. Like they knew a technique to make it fly straight up in the air. And I'm like,
What
"You're
the hell?
bullshitting." And sure enough, he showed me many times how he would just run into these trash cans. Like he'd
Hmm.
set them out, or some of them were just out already, and he would
Yeah.
just hit them full speed. Like we went behind that sex shop on Ming Avenue. I forget what it's across the street from that fast strip. You know that like a sex shop
Oh
across from
yeah,
Guitar
yeah.
Center.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
back there in that parking lot back there, we were in there and
What
then we're just
the hell?
hitting trash cans back there, just hitting them, and they're going straight up. And every time we would go straight up in the air, like straight up like a rocket ship, we would just laugh our fucking asses off. Like we just thought it was so funny how it would just go straight the fuck up, and it was weird. Like
Man,
we spent our night just hitting trash cans, or he was we were just sitting with him while he was hitting trash cans with his car.
that's crazy, and it's crazy because like stuff like that's pre-internet era, so it's like, how
Hmm.
the hell did you come? Like, how did you find that out?
And
Like,
that's something that I always wondered. Like, yeah, I think about that because I don't know why that happened, or how he figured that out. But I just remember we spent, which is dumb, we spent all night doing that, like with
hmm
not drinking, not smoking. We spent all night just sitting in his truck watching this fool ram into fucking truck. And many things could have gone wrong. We could have got
Oh yeah,
arrested. We could a trash can could have fucking flew through the windshield or whatever.
yeah, and it's such a distinct area. Like, that's a very specific
Yes,
spot.
and there was a bunch of places we went to. I remember that place specifically. We went back there, and I don't know how he knew there were trash cans hanging out.
That's
Like
nuts.
yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember that S10 too.
Yes, yes, that little fucking S10, and then yeah, it was just so many memories of those guys. That's weird. That was 20 years ago, bro. We graduated 20 years ago. My graduating
Yeah,
class, 2003.
that's nuts.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Barely fresh, wide-eyed on the scene,
yeah,
ready to get manhandled by life.
yep,
Wow.
and crazy. Yeah, but so what's going on with you, man? You talking about you're having some problems with your kidneys?
Yeah, man. So, I've been diabetic pretty much my whole life. Um, and like, a lot of things can go wrong, or, you know, I see a lot of people, losing limbs or catching like gangrene and like just wild shit. Um, and I guess, over the years I finally overdid it, and my kidneys kind of suffered from it. So I developed kidney failure, which at the time I was like, what the hell, I never had any issues with it, but I guess over the years of just being kind of a knucklehead and alcohol and just a myriad of things, finally caught up to me, and my kidneys gave out, man. And now I'm just like dealing with it. I was, retaining a lot of water because, once your kidneys stop working, you don't piss anymore.
Oh,
And
I don't know that.
yeah, so I was retaining a lot of water, my legs were swelling, and I was like, you know, at first I was like, it's nothing, it'll pass. But then, like, I was swelling up to the point to where like I couldn't even wear sweats, and I was like, what the fuck? So I finally was like, let me go to the hospital, and they checked me out. They were like, yeah, you're retaining fluid, it's not going anywhere, it's just staying, so you're they ran some tests, and they're like, yep, your kidneys aren't working anymore. You're suffering from renal disease is what they call it. And they were like, yeah, we got to put you on dialysis right away because this fluid is, it's not going anywhere. And it got to the point to where I was getting it in my chest. I couldn't lay down 'cause I was just like, felt like I was drowning, it was crazy. So all this was new to me, and I was just like, my mind was going a mile a minute, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And went to the hospital. They put a catheter in my chest here, and started doing the dialysis, which, if we don't know the process, is it basically drains your blood, rotates it out, cleans it out, removes the water, and then processes it back in. It's kind of like an oil change. I kind of joke around, telling people like, yeah, because I do it 3 times a week. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta go get my oil changed. Um, so it's a long process. Takes about 3.5 hours.
You have to do
Just
it 3 times a week.
yeah, sometimes 4, depending on how much fluid I have. So the hard part is I'm limited to so much fluid per day. So I can only have about a water bottle worth of fluid in total each day. Um, so that's like the hardest thing, man. Dude, it gets so hot out here, and I get like I'm always thirsty, like because of this. Um, and there's times where like if I overdo it, like if I drink too much, then I get the water and it just sits there. I swell up. Um, my chest, it sits in my chest, so I get like wheezing. My blood pressure is like crazy high, like all the time. Like I'm like in like stroke range as far as my blood pressure, like all the time. So I have to watch. I have to like watch what I eat. I can't drink much. Like it's crazy. It's been um over a year now. Uh, I got sick well, I started dialysis back in March of last year, and I just been doing trying to just figure it out, man. It's fucking hard, dude. Like, I mean, I always grew up with like a specific diet, but not being able to drink anything, dude, it's like it's crazy. Like it's so hard. But I
Is
mean,
there a cure for this? Like, like swap
uh,
out? Can they give you new kidneys, like, or swap it out or something?
yeah. So the only solution is transplant, the kidney transplant. But um, just the process to get on a list is like like I just got put on the list like
Oh,
a
okay,
week ago, but the wait time is like stupid. Like um, for most people, it's could be anywhere from 8 to 10 years.
okay,
But luckily for me, I got put on a kidney and pancreas transplant, which is not like a pancreas isn't as high a demand as kidneys. But once once they find me a pancreas, they have to give me a kidney right away because it has to be done together. So it kind of bumped me up on the list. So hoping it won't take too long because dude, this it's like it's tough. I mean I've been through a lot of shit my whole life, but this is like really put me to like the edge. I'm just like, God damn, man. I'm like, fuck.
right,
Like there's times, dude, where I'm just like, what the fuck is like I'm literally just like I'm barely like scraping on life. Like I feel like what like why am I being like kept like why am I it almost feels like I'm just being kept alive like just to like endure this shit. But I mean I gotta do it, man. I still
yeah.
got a life to
At least
live.
you're on a
And
list, man. At least you're on a list. At least something's coming from it. I mean,
yeah,
that sucks, too. But I mean, at least there's hope of you getting,
right,
getting the
right.
transplant, eventually. Which is like, fuck, dude. Once
And
it's
it and
over, we can celebrate. We're gonna celebrate.
oh man, yeah. I'm I mean it's crazy because I never I wasn't the best at like eating healthy. And I drank a lot. I was like such an alcoholic. Like I was drinking every day. I was kind of asking for it, but for the most part, like this was never like an issue or a concern. Like it literally just kind of hit me, out of nowhere. And for I think honestly, I think this is the first time like I've actually spoken about it because um once it happened, like for one, I was like, I don't want to explain this to everybody, I don't want to be out and about and talking to people and running into people because I mean it clearly took a toll on my body, like visually you could tell, that something was up. And there was like a sense of like embarrassment. Like, man, I don't want to tell people that, I wasn't taking care of myself, or even just to explain it and know that people would that's where their mind would go like, damn, this fool is fucking up. Like he must have really fucked up to be at this point.
Oh man,
And then on top of that, the treatment is just so draining, man. Like
4 times a
like I
week, bro.
yeah. And I'm in a chair for like almost 4 hours. So it's draining. Like there's like a lot of the times, man, I'm either sick or I'm just tired. Like I get out of there and I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna get out and do something. And I get home and I'm just like, fuck. Like I sit down and like the next thing I know, I slept for like 4 hours. So I'm just like drained. Like it's crazy, crazy what your body can endure, but also like on the back end of that, it's like I really feel every treatment. So it sucks, but I mean, I'm doing it. I mean, I'm out of work. I'm just trying to
You're not
focus on
you're
feeling
not
right.
working.
No, no, I'm legally I'm disabled, so I can't work. Um, which I mean, I tried for a while, and um, I just was like, nah, I can't keep up. I can't, and I was teaching. I was working with kids, so I was like, yeah, this is as much as I love doing it. I was like, yeah, I gotta focus on just getting right. And yeah, I've been out of work since for a while now. I'm not sure how long, but And then just the process of Social Security is like, dude, it was a fucking nightmare. Like, I had to legally not work for 5 months before they would start cutting me a check.
Yeah.
So I went 5 months with no income whatsoever. And I'm like trying to, trying to get a hold, like trying to talk to somebody. Like, it's
Hmm.
like fucking the DMV. Like,
Hmm.
I was on the phone for hours on it. Like, it was like a job. And no, man, they were like, yeah, you have to legally be disabled and not working for 5 months before you can qualify for it. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally like gonna be out on the streets. Like, I can't pay my bills. Like, I was living alone at the time, and I was just like, what is gonna happen? And that's the last thing anyone wants to worry about when you're literally being told, like, dude, your life is on the line right now. Like, you need to, drastically change your life, and
Yeah.
to go home to like, fuck, man, my light's gonna get turned off tonight. Like, it was crazy. I still am like, how the hell did I do that? How was I able to kind of mush through do it? But my family really stepped in and helped out a lot. I'm not like, they don't advise me to live alone. So I live with my sister now, and she's awesome. Like, she takes care of me. She's been in the medical field for like 20 years now, so she's very hands-on about things. And I have like, what, like 6 different doctors and clinics I have to speak and deal with. And she's like on it. She's like, I'll call. I got, give me the number. And It, she's been a blessing. I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at without her. And I mean, my whole family is very supportive. My brothers, bless their souls, as terrible as drunks as they are, they're like, I'll donate a kidney. I'm like, dude, I love you guys, but
That's not how it
the,
works.
they're gonna turn you away. And I'm like,
You need yours, bro.
yeah. And then they're bigger guys, they're 200 plus. So I always joke around. I'm like, dude, it won't even fit. Like your kidney won't fit in my
You have to
body.
have to have a certain match.
Oh yeah, it's got to be like very specific. That's why it takes so long. Like, it has to be, because to my understanding, they can only do it once. But even so, like getting a kidney so hard, like that, it has to be like it has to be like 100%, because um they don't want to waste that opportunity. And then on top of that, like, it has to, like, I can get a transplant and then it cannot take, or like my body could reject it. So to avoid all that, they're like, yeah, we got to find like a very specific, you know, match, like a donor. So, and I to my understanding, I think you have to take meds to keep it like from stop working or not, being rejected from your body. So, like, they're like really strict. Like, they're like, once you, like, they check up on me like bi-weekly to make sure my meds are, like, I'm still on all my meds, like I'm eating right. Like, they check my, like all my levels as far as like calcium, protein, all that. Like, they're like really, really, really tedious about it. So that's like another thing. Is like, I'm constantly just like watching what I eat. It's just, it's nuts, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Wow,
So
man. And that's so even if let's say they do find a match, right? I don't know how this works because forgive me if I sound stupid.
no,
So
no, no, no.
let's say they find a match, right?
Yeah.
Let's say I'm a match for you, Gary.
All right.
They can take my kidney and give it to you, or won't I need it?
No, you have two. So
Oh,
yeah. So like everyone in my family are like willing to be a donor.
Oh, so you
And
can donate one. Okay, your brothers
yeah,
weren't real. I thought it was like a liver that you can. There's only one, and
no, no, no. Yeah,
you
you got
can
to.
donate it,
Yeah,
but it's
the
you have to
one.
find the right one.
Yeah, the thing you can't have is a pancreas. I mean, you can't live without that. So,
Okay,
it sounds fucked up, but I mean, it's the reality of things. But like, I have to wait for somebody to like die as a donor to get a pancreas.
that's what I was gonna ask that question next. Yeah, okay, so that's a
That's
situation with the pancreas. So you're
yeah,
gonna do both at the same time when it
yes,
becomes available, pancreas and um, kidney.
yes. Which to me is like it's literally life changing because like I've been diabetic and I've been dependent on insulin my whole life. So when they get that like and it's crazy because they told me and I was like I didn't understand the like what they were saying at first, but once I get that pancreas, like they will immediately take me off insulin. Like so
Whoa!
yeah, so like and that's dude, that's like to me that's unrealistic. Like I
Right?
would have never thought my entire life. Um so when that happens, like I wanna I was like it seemed kind of corny, but at the same time, like it made sense. Like I kind of wanted like somebody to like document it, like like how it's gonna be. Because I talked to my doctors and like with a doctor that told me that she's like, yeah, I had a girl who had that uh procedure done, and like within like 3 months she would call me because she said she had all this extra time on her hands because she didn't have to take shots all the time and she like didn't know what to do
Uh,
with herself. So I'm like, damn, that's
wow,
yeah. So it's like,
that's fucking
it's
crazy.
yeah, man. Like I never knew this. I didn't know that that was even like a possibility until
Right?
this whole kidney thing. So I'm like, what? Like that's like unheard of, you know? That's like somebody telling like, yeah, man, you don't ever have to eat again. Like I'm like, well, what the hell, you know? And like I can eat normal again. Like I don't remember. I was a kid the last time I was like eating without checking,
Mm,
carbohydrates and stuff. So it's like, what it's crazy,
that's crazy. Now that you mentioned that your situation, um, there's a story about George Lopez. I think the same thing happened to him. You hear about that story?
I do. I think didn't his wife like donate?
Donated, but I didn't know it was
Yeah.
kidneys. I'm so dumb when it comes to this shit. But yeah, maybe it was a kidney because I remember he had. It probably was because he had problems with his urine as well. Like it was a urine thing where he got screwed up because when he was a kid, his grandma raised him, and his grandma was the one like whenever he had to go to the bathroom when he was a kid, she'd be like, hold it. So he would hold it, and holding his urine so for so many years, like just for different times, it
Uh,
ruined his kidneys or whatever the fuck it was. And then when he was an adult, something happened to failure, and they had his wife was a perfect match, and they switched. They did the surgery, and that's why he said a story about how if in fact it was the kidneys, I forget what it was, probably was, but when they did the surgery, before the surgery he couldn't grow facial hair, but after the surgery he was able to grow like large amounts of facial hair,
yeah.
which was like there's things like that happen where like he never thought in his life he could ever, he accepted it a long time ago. Oh,
Um,
I'm just one of those guys who can't grow facial hair, but whatever it was, in that kidney just fucking changed him, like
yeah.
just
It's
crazy, bro. Like, what if you become like a superhero after this?
yeah. I'd be down,
That's
I,
crazy.
yeah, it's dude, the body is such a crazy thing,
Yeah,
Like
dude.
I would never think like I'm just not gonna piss anymore. Like how does that even work? Like it's funny because like I literally haven't taken a piss in like a year now, and at this point I'm like, what, like how am I gonna go back to that? I'm so used to not going, and I'll hang out with like my brothers and stuff, and like they'll like excuse themselves to go to the bathroom. And like, yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta piss. And I always fuck around. I'm like, you show off. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's funny.
like stop showboating. But yeah,
So
man.
how does that work? How does that work? So let's say you can only drink a bottle of water a day, right? And
Yeah.
are you still hooked to a catheter, or are you or
So
do you
I have a port in my arm, and it's basically like the blood draws, you know. So it's like this tube. It's in my arm, and they connect it there. And what it does is it draws the blood on one tube and then puts it back in on another. So
so let's say you drink your bottle of water. You
no,
have to
no, no,
wait.
no, no. I drink everything normally, but instead of peeing, the dialysis goes in and takes everything out.
But what my question is you have to wait to get it drained or whatever, all the water drained when you go for one of those 4 visits.
Yes.
So you don't have something at home to just drain the water out. You have to wait until you go for those checkups.
Yeah.
That's fucking intense. So you have to like really watch what you drink, or
Yeah.
else you're gonna feel like crazy, bloated
Yeah.
or water and shit. Like you said, drowning and shit.
Yeah.
That's
And I'll
crazy.
swell like my legs will swell up, and like I'll go to sleep, and when I wake up, like my face is like just my eyes are small, like it's crazy. Like I stopped taking pictures mainly because of that. 'Cause it's like it's very very visible. Like you can tell. Um,
I'm sorry,
it's
what? You can tell what?
like you can see it. Like it's very like obvious. You know, like my eyes are like chinky. You know, and like my face is swollen. And
Chinky.
yeah. So they do have home at home treatments, which I tried for a little while, but it wasn't really working. And like I had like this tube just hanging out of my stomach that I would have to like tape up every day and like clean, like really sterilize. And the uh the equipment to do it at home was just like stupid. Like they would like I would have like these huge ass boxes like that I would have to do every night. So they would deliver like 30 to 40 per month. So my room looked like a damn stock room. Um and it wasn't taking, like I was still retaining a lot of fluids, so they had to take it out and then do this one where I have to actually physically go into the clinic and do it.
Well,
So it was tough, man. And it sucks, dude. Like when I stopped doing the other one, like I was so like just overweight with all this fluid that like, dude, I felt like I was like I felt like I was gonna die, man. Like it was crazy. But they sorted it out. They switched the process, and now I'm just doing that. Going to the clinic 3 times a week, sometimes four, because I go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So the weekends, that's 2 whole days without getting treatment. So I like really have to watch what I drink, you know. So if I'm overweight on Monday, they'll schedule me an extra day to get all that extra fluid out.
hmm. And are you still taking insulin through all this?
Yeah, yeah. I'm still on insulin, and I have about 6 different blood pressure meds that I take throughout the day,
Mm.
just because my blood pressure is like like ridiculously high.
Yeah, you're saying you could possibly have a stroke because of how high
Yeah,
they are, high blood
yeah,
pressure.
yeah, but hanging in there. I got a routine now, so I'm just the really hard thing is just not being able to drink anything because you know how it is out here. It gets so hot and it's just like,
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, dude.
no, it's what it is. You know, I'm trying different techniques. You know, like eating ice or uh like water-based fruits like grapes or watermelon, apples, you know, just kind of kind of hold me over. But
It helps.
yeah, Yeah. So it's crazy, man, because what I would give to just drink like a gallon of water right now, like the little, like, that's like such a basic thing, but to me, it's like, fuck, dude, ugh, I would kill.
Sorry, dude. Is it bothering you that I'm drinking right now?
No, no, you're good.
Look how bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Um, my brothers would do that when like we'd go hang out and they would like drink beer and stuff.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
I've been sober for a year and a half now. But I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I think because dude, I grew up, watching kids eat candy and ice cream and things like that, and I couldn't eat that shit. So I think I kind of developed like a thick skin on it. Like it doesn't really affect me. I think the one thing that pisses me off though is like those like shows where people like eat excessively,
Hmm.
or like they clearly don't take care of themselves, but they still do the shit. Or like the show Hoarders, like, oh, dude, and I see people like how unhealthy they are. I'm like, God, you have no idea.
Yeah.
But I manage. I don't let it get to me because I mean it'll get me nowhere. You know. So
So, so because you grew up diabetic, you couldn't eat sweet stuff, or did you still like? Would you still indulge every once in a while?
at first, because this was, dude, back when I first got sick, like diabetes wasn't. It was still like being like managed. Like they were still trying to figure it out. You know what it was. It wasn't as common as it is now. Not at all. Um, So when I first got sick, like it was like no sweets, like nothing at all. Like can't do it. There was like hardly anything that was sugar free at the time. So like really like tough to find, anything that was enjoyable.
How
Um
old were you? What year was this around?
I was 8 years old.
To like the 90s?
Yeah, yeah. Like the mid nineties. Um, but then as I got older, it was becoming more and more common. So there was more time and effort into like research behind it. So going from no sugar to like, okay, well, you have to count carbohydrates. Carbohydrates break down in sugar. So you can have, somewhat, I mean, it wasn't like, okay, now you can eat a bunch of sugar. It was like, well, you can have these things, but you have to really limit yourself, and like uh, accommodate for what you eat, with the dose of insulin. So at first, like when I first was told that, like I was like, my mind was being like, oh damn, I can eat whatever I want now. But I was still a kid, so my mom was like really good at like, no, you can let's you could have this, but this isn't like gonna be like a normal thing, like once in a while, and we'll just adjust your insulin dose for whatever you're having. So um, it gradually became that, and the more I kind of got older, the um, more I learned about it and kind of figured it out for myself, like how my body would be if I ate certain things, and you know, um, just how much I would eat things. So I think I felt like I had a good grasp on it. There was time, of course, there's times where I would overdo it, but um, it was all trial and error. There was a time where I was going to the hospital like every 6 months because of it, and then from there I really I think when I had my daughter, like I really like kind of knuckled down. I was like, okay, I can't be doing this. Um, but the only really thing that got me was the alcohol consumption because dude, I that was so hard to stop. It literally took somebody to tell me like, dude, you're gonna die, like for me to stop. But uh,
Well, there's a lot of sugar in beer supposedly.
Oh, dude, yeah,
So I was wondering now that you mention it, we should drink beers together. So like, I wonder
yeah,
how that worked with you. Would you like feel a fucking like what happens if you like you feel but like shit? Like
yeah,
if you drink too much, if you have too much sugar.
yeah. So, what happens is, for one, it's a shitty feeling. Like, I get like cramps, like my abdomen muscles start like basically your body starts eating itself. Like, I'd feel my muscles, my hands would lock up. I'd get like cold sweats, would start feeling just like lightheaded, um, which is a terrible feeling. But also too, like if my blood sugar went low, it's just as bad. Like you start feeling weak, your body starts giving out. You get like this just like really bad like anxiety. Um, there was at one point where I my blood sugar went so low that like I had a seizure, and I've never, that's not a common thing, and like it was like terrifying, but like I think the scariest thing is like you're literally watching your body just shut down. Like you want to tell yourself like get up, or and you can't. And there's been times where I got to the point where like like I couldn't even carry like a valid thought. Like I was literally like, am I dying? Like is this how, this how you die? Like I couldn't even like say full sentences because my mind was just drifting, like I was just falling apart.
You mean while you're having the seizure?
No, just having a low blood sugar.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, which, oh, dude, it sucks. Like it is terrifying.
Jeez.
And
Oh
like
wow.
don't and the only thing you can do is put sugar in your body, because that insulin is just basically just making you deteriorate. Like it's nuts, man. Um, and it's a scary thing. So you're like it's constantly like a balancing act, because you don't want to go too high and feel shitty, but then you don't want to feel too low because it's just as, or if not more shitty of a feeling. So it's constantly like trying to find that common ground, that balance. And it took a long time, but I kind of got it figured out. Um, but yeah, my kidneys just happen to be casualty of war, I guess you could say. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's a fucked up like scenario like this. I've never in my life felt like so like I literally feel like rock bottom, but above everything else, like it could be worse. I've seen people, fuck, dude, like young as shit, like not even in their 20s, fucking losing legs and like feet and like just crazy shit, and um there's some people that are just like they can't even like walk anymore just because their body's just been through the ringer and just kind of gave up on them. And even when I go to treatment, I see these old people, and I kind of listen in on what they're talking about, and I hear like their health issues, and I'm like, fuck, man, this is crazy. As much as I want to complain and feel bad for myself, I'm like, dude, somehow it could still be worse. So
Right, right, right. And that's a good way to look at it because I mean shit. You kind of already were doing that your whole life with the insulin, kind of, you kind of were in a situation where you were being able to partake in what other kids were, or other people your age were indulging in, and now it's just more of an extreme version of that. But I swear, dude, that's gonna be a crazy moment when they fucking, give you the transplant.
yeah, man.
Oh my God. Like what's like the meal you're eating right after that? Or once
Honestly,
everything's good, what's the meal that you want to try that you just want to test everything?
dude, honestly, I feel like I'm so conditioned to a sense that I'm just gonna like I'm not even gonna want to do it. Like I feel like I'm gonna be like, nah, I don't want to.
I just think you
chance
haven't
it.
thought
But
about it yet. You haven't really thought too much
yeah,
about it yet. But that's something that yeah, start thinking about. I mean, because you never know. That's like crazy. It's an intense thing
yeah, man.
to
I
fucking be in a situation to be in.
honestly, I think as of anybody, I think I would immediately go to like chocolate, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not like hardcore, maybe like I don't know, man, something light. I think I'd have to, work my way up into like the sweet stuff. I've always loved and I eat them now and I really shouldn't, but the purple bag of Skittles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, that's
Tropical.
like yes, that's like the best. You know what would really be great, but it's not possible, would to have a fucking red Fruitopia. Remember those? Oh, dude, I would kill. I would kill. Like if I had like a make a wish, that would be it. Like let
You
me
would
let me get
kill for
that.
a Fruitopia?
Dude, hell yeah. You remember those things in high
Yeah, we were
school?
talking about them last time, remember? The
Yeah,
Fruitopia machines?
I would do that. That would be or I always wanted to try it and I remember at one point they had diet would be vanilla Coke.
Diet
Uh,
vanilla Coke?
yeah, I
Yeah.
would love to just try it regular.
They
But
have
then
so
again,
many fucking Cokes. Like it's yeah, they probably still had it.
yeah, I think if anything I would go to like I think it's Wendy's that has them. Those drink dispensers that has like different
Oh, dude, a lot of places have them now. Like a lot of
different
places. Yeah, yeah.
loadouts.
You like mix anything up.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'd probably go at it. I'd
Yeah,
probably get
there's a McDonald's out here that has one, and then yeah, a lot of places have at least here. Yeah, a lot of places have those now, but it's not the same. Like it's not the same. Like it's good, but like if you just get regular Coke, it doesn't taste the same for some reason.
um,
Like it doesn't taste like a normal Coke you get somewhere else. I
yeah.
don't know. It's just me.
Yeah, I think I would probably do that one for
That's pretty intense. What was I gonna ask? I had a question. Uh, you said tropical Skittles, and then what else did you say?
Utopia.
Utopia. Oh yeah, so exactly the words you used last time was
Yeah.
this is exactly like I'm quoting you. You said something like because I've edited that shit so many times. You said something on the lines of even though I have diabetes, I would still sneak one of those every once in
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
while. So you
Yeah,
said
man. Dude, if I could get like a 2 liter, like post op, yeah, that'd be,
2 liter of Utopia. Dude,
yeah.
that was a crazy thing. I never thought about that. Like that's not around no more. That's not a thing.
Mm. Or another one would probably be like cactus cooler.
Back to school.
That'd
Mm-hmm.
be one. Yeah.
Damn, man, that's crazy. So what, like, man? So like, if you were able to do this, would you like just sit there and drink a 12 pack of Coke?
I think I would want to, but I
You
don't
couldn't
think I
do it.
could.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
I'd be like, shit.
my mind would be like, no, man, it's still not healthy, you know? Uh,
Right. That's good. That's good that this didn't happen when you were a kid. Like I said, you got the
uh,
transplant when you were a kid and shit, and you fucking going crazy. Like you can eat anything you want, and you have that, discipline. You're just like going
man.
crazy. Now you're an
Yeah.
adult. You're like, okay, hey, I pace myself here.
uh,
Can't eat the whole apple pie, but I can eat half of it. You know what
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean?
And then once you get that transplant, if you fuck it up, that's it. You can't get another one.
And yeah, and so that's another thing too. You definitely got to pace yourself and not just indulge. I mean, you can, but I mean, I would assume you could, but there's that risk of you going in
Yeah.
that mode again of failure.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think, dude, I would probably do like a tub of like rainbow sherbet from Thrifties. That'd be a good one.
Dude, I wish that for you so bad.
Yeah.
That sounds dope.
Yeah. And all in good time, man. I'm
Yeah,
hopeful.
all in good time. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you can keep me updated on this. Let me know what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy.
I think now that I've finally like talked about all this shit, like I can be more open and verbal about it, you know, get back to the social media and be like, yeah, this is what's going on. So this is kind of
Yeah,
my way. my way of you know, letting people know what's been going on because dude, I went silent for a long time. You know, I stopped talking to a lot of people. I stopped going places, stopped posting shit. I was just like, dude, I gotta hide out. But I think I got a better grasp on things now to where I'm like confident enough to just say, you know what, this is what's going on, you know.
Good, good. I'm glad I didn't know. I mean, I don't get on social media too much, but if I do see something that you posted, I'll like, watch it, I'll
Thank
like
you.
it, just so you know that I saw it,
Man, appreciate it.
But I don't like, I wasn't aware of that you were absent from social media for so long.
Yeah, yeah, no one really knew, man. I mean, like, even my like close friends, like even like a lot of my family, they don't know what's going on.
Really?
Yeah, I was really like, like it's just, you know, it's just something. It was tough, dude. You know, I was barely getting a grasp on it myself, so I was like, yeah, I don't, you know, let me
Right,
just
right. I
keep
get
to
it.
myself and figure everything out, you know. But I'm here now, you know.
But one thing you gotta look forward to, man, is that day when you do that operation, because
Yeah,
that's I mean it's inevitable. Like you said, 8 to 10 years, but it's gonna happen. So you gotta look at it that way, man. You gotta look at it that way. Like, plan for it, and hopefully, you are still disciplined and you don't, mess everything up. But at
yeah,
the same time, hopefully you can be free of those, like, chains that were on you, growing up, not being able to, you know, having to shoot up insulin and not have what the other kids were partaking in. And yeah, man, that's something that you gotta look forward to. That's gonna change, you know.
yeah, yeah. I definitely will have a great appreciation on life and
Mm-hmm.
you know what this opportunity that's been given to me, and you know
Yeah,
I'll be able to just
definitely.
live carefree, man, you know, to an extent.
And that's cool that like you said, you were aware of those. My cousin, he's blind. I've talked to you about him before. But he's a couple years younger than maybe. I think he's maybe your age, a couple years younger than me, probably about your age, maybe a little bit older than you.
Mm,
But he went blind at like 22, 23,
yeah,
and he went through a slippery slope for a couple of years where he was just. And he talks about opportunities, and he talks a lot about, like, changing your mindset, your perception, because he was at a point where he was low and he didn't think he was going to ever be happy again, but he found reasons to be happy. And he even says, like, dude, he goes to school with people who are blind as well, and he's lucky because he went blind at 22. Some of these people, they've been blind they were born blind. They don't know what they don't know how to make, like, my cousin knows what blue is. He knows what a woman's figure looks like. He knows things that
right,
these people you can never describe. You can try, but they're never gonna get it. Never
right,
gonna see the real picture. He is aware that he has this, ability, or he has opportunities that people don't.
yeah,
He has experienced things people have never will never get to experience, and he's grateful for those things. And he's very, grateful, and he's a lot more like, he got things going. He walks out with a cane. He does everything professional. Like, he makes sure, and I'm proud of him. We're all proud of him, and it's something that, like, just like you're talking about with your trying to compare it with yours. Your
yeah, yeah,
situation is that, you have that now. Once you're fully recovered and transplant's done and you're good, you have that people don't have. Like, a lot
yeah,
of people don't have that appreciation. They're just taking you, like you're talking about those people on those shows. They're taking advantage of it. They're taking advantage of their privilege, or the things that they are able to do. They're taking advantage of it. But you are someone who will now understand and appreciate more these
yeah,
simple pleasures in life.
yeah, man. It's honestly like starting over, like getting a new, you know, a new life. And it's funny because the way your cousin approached it at first, as far as like not wanting to tell people, like I get that, you know, like it's almost like a sense of defeat, and at the same time, you're like, I don't want to admit to myself, or I don't.
Hmm.
And it could be a lot of things, it could be just pride. Like I don't want to tell people that, I fucking can't drink shit, or it could also be just being, like not wanting to accept it, just like, nah, this isn't my life. Like there's been a lot of times where I would sit there and tell myself, like, nah, this isn't my life. Like this isn't happening. Like, nah. And I think a lot of times I would get like really sick, or like I would have really, really troubling health issues, is because my threshold for pain is just so like unrealistic. Like I can
High
have
or low?
high, like ridiculously high. And for me, like something that, like something major could, like I can literally like break a finger. And to me, I would look at it like, nah, that's normal. Suck it up. And that was my mentality for so long, was like, nah, you're just
You had to
being
be
weak.
stronger than everybody else.
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest hurdles was being able to identify that, and accepting, like, nah, dude, this isn't normal. This is painful. This isn't normal. You are hurting. It does hurt. It's
Kind of
not
like
you being,
accept defeat, like accept
yeah,
defeat gracefully, and then figure out. I mean, you never stayed it. No one stays down forever. That's a
right.
fact. Like, and that's a fact. If
Yeah.
unless you don't want to pull yourself up, but usually if you just pull yourself up, you should be able to, you
Yeah.
know,
And it's hard because, dude, even now I still have trouble sometimes thinking, like, you're not built the same as everybody else. So, you really can't handle certain things. You do need to go to the doctor. You do need to go to the hospital for this. Like, this isn't, you're not just anyone else. Certain things are gonna affect me differently. And it's a hard thing, man. It's hard to accept. It's taken me a long time, but now I'm like, I get it.
hmm.
So yeah, I definitely know what that feeling is like, to not want to admit your limitations, or your disability, but you got to. Otherwise, your pride, will fuck you up, kill you. It's crazy, but it's the reality of things.
Wow, yeah, oh yeah. But I'm glad, man. I'm glad that you're doing well. I mean, you're doing it. Because you look fine. You look like you're being positive about it. You're taking it day by day, obviously. And you know, I'm proud
Yeah,
of you, man. I'm proud of you, man.
thank
I
you,
just I
thank
just
you.
wish you would my only thing is I wish you would make more music, bro.
I'm
Get
doing it.
back into it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I couldn't help it, you know. And then with all everything going on, like, I have so much to say. I'm just like, you know what? Why not? What else am I gonna do with my time?
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I got some stuff. Some unreleased stuff that I'm probably gonna try to mix and master and release pretty soon. So, um, stick around, stay tuned for that for sure.
definitely. We should been too long doing this with you. We should do this more often. You're down.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Make you a regular on the show.
I'm all I have is time now.
Uh-huh, honey.
I've been going through some stuff myself medically. Just uh, I drink too much, so I gotta stop drinking. And also, um, I'm having like heart stuff, like where they're testing my heart, making sure, and sure enough, there is a problem with my heart where it beats every once in a while. It just beats like out of order and like beats on its own, like it has like a spasm, and I
No
feel it.
shit.
It's like a palpitation, and it's mainly what they're gathering is that I'm just not. I'm drinking too much alcohol. I'm drinking too much caffeine. And those are things they
Yeah,
want me to cut back on. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's really hard. And but that's I'm on medication now. I'm also on taking blood pressure medication, and also I'm taking but then I don't take it certain days when I'm drinking.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I'm
caffeine's
very
a drug,
inconsistent.
man.
Yeah, it is. Caffeine is really bad, and that's something that I was talking to my wife about. Is that, dude, caffeine? I can't even. I remember drinking soda as a kid, man, like a kid, like Cokes as a kid,
Hmm.
and I can't. So I couldn't tell you when I started. That's why with my son now he's 3 and he still hasn't drinking. Doesn't drink soda, and I don't know when I'm gonna introduce him to that. But I don't want him to be like me because I couldn't tell you the first time and I couldn't tell you. Like I drink Coke probably every day, maybe twice a day. So
Yeah,
I'm constantly caffeinated. And I tried quitting caffeine for a little while. Shit's fucking, during this whole fucking, situation I'm going through
yeah,
for a month, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
yeah.
I couldn't do it.
It took me a while, man. I was getting withdrawals.
What do
When I,
you what are the withdrawal symptoms?
dude, it was like I was getting like cramps. I started getting panic attacks. Like I have anxiety now from it.
Oh,
Um, dude, I wasn't sleeping. Like I would just feel groggy. Like it was crazy.
how long do you think
I
it
get,
took for you to get clear of that?
I just had to, dude, I had to just tell myself like, it's this or die. Like, uh, yeah, it was hard, man. But after like a month, I think I was like, okay,
Oh,
I could do it.
yeah,
But
that's my problem. And that's the thing too, is like I drink monsters. I like monsters. And the doctor's like, no, she looked at me like I was crazy. She goes, no monsters. And I'm
yeah,
like, what's so wrong with monsters? But I guess like I'm reading the shit on the label, and yeah, that shit's not good for you. I mean, none of that shit looks like it's normal. All the shit that's in it.
hmm,
What's taurine? I don't even know what the fuck taurine is. Like
yeah,
taurine sounds like poison.
yeah. Vitamins, man, vitamins. Take a multivitamin. Give you, it'll get you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that helped too. I started doing multivitamins for a while.
Okay.
And then it's just decaf stuff. Like I never knew uh black tea had caffeine,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to get the decaf black tea. And I just like started getting into coffee a couple years back, so that was like another one too. Because I would drink like a whole pot. Like
Decaffeinated?
no, no, and then switched to decaf, and then I just cut it all together.
Oh,
Which, dude, I love like waking up and just having a nice hot cup of coffee in the morning. But yeah, I got over it. Haven't drank coffee in like 6 months.
goddamn.
Yeah, man. So yeah, like caffeine, man. That shit is a drug, dude. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's nuts.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
And
is.
it's in everything,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
like
I
it's
didn't
like
know it's
sugar.
in chocolate. It's in all chocolate. Caffeine's in
Hmm.
chocolate. I didn't know that shit.
Yeah,
Tea. I didn't know caffeine was in tea. I mean, I kind of had an idea that it was in some teas, but I didn't know it was in most teas. Like it's basically it's one of the main ingredients in like a regular ass tea. I didn't
yep,
know that. Um, I tried drinking like caffeine free, sugar free Coke. That
yeah,
shit's garbage. Just fucking garbage. There's no point in drinking that shit. It's like
yeah,
drinking a stale Coke. It's just like
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
I think the only one that people say tastes the same as Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, but that one is sugar free. It's not the diets are sugar free. It's not decaffeinated,
In a cafe.
and
Yeah,
that's what I need. The doctor says I need to drink. But she even
yeah,
told me like you shouldn't even be drinking soda anyway. Like you shouldn't. Well, she
yeah.
says if you do, if you must, you need to drink a non-caffeinated. It's like a Sprite, like a diet Sprite
Mhm.
or like a sugar-free Sprite. You know what I mean? Like because there's no caffeine in Sprite.
Yeah.
Um, any
Flavored
root
waters
beer.
are good.
Yeah, yeah, that's something. That's something.
Like those sparkling waters. I
Hmm.
started drinking those.
Those things though, they make me more thirsty. I
Do
noticed
they?
that. the sparkling waters for me, like I like them, but they make me like the salt, like salty, or I don't know what the fuck is in it. It just makes me feel
uh,
like a lot more thirstier.
yeah, crazy.
But they're delicious. Anything caffeine, anything excuse me, anything carbonated. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. See, that's how I was. No, I just had to cut it.
You're a strong man.
Try, man. Try. Don't have a choice.
Hey man, I'm proud of you. We're proud of you. That's crazy.
Thank you. Thank
We gotta figure this out, man. I gotta
you. Yeah.
link up one of these days. And another thing is, I smoke. I smoke cigarettes now.
Oh,
Not a lot, but I smoke cigarettes, and I smoke a pack a month, maybe. I don't go crazy with it, but I mean, one a day. Sometimes I skip a day.
yeah.
Um, but the doctor's like, yeah, you gotta quit smoking cigarettes. I'm like, all right, yeah. Well, I figured you're gonna tell me that, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like I run out of I lose a pack. Like I'm done with a pack. I kill a pack. Like once I'm done with it, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna buy anymore. And then something will happen at work, or I'm like, fuck this shit. No, I'll fucking go and buy a pack. It's like fuck this. And then cigarettes, they're disgusting. Like sometimes I feel like disgusting after I smoke one, but every time for sure, I feel like relieved of whatever the fuck anything that's like getting me riled up. I instantly feel relieved, which is like that's a great feeling. Like I love that to be able to go outside. There's been situations where like I mean this is the back in the day, and I don't go party anymore. I have kids, but it was one that it would cigarettes would save me. Like if I'm like in a situation like I'm in a bar and like I'm in an awkward situation with people, and I'm like I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette, and
Yeah.
I like the exit. It's a good way to exit myself from a scenario, just to be on my own by myself. I like that about cigarettes, where it kind of like it helped me out sometimes.
Yeah. I think you're the only person in California who smokes cigarettes.
What?
I don't think I know anyone who smokes cigarettes anymore. It's,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone vapes now.
Vape. That's something
Yeah.
I want to try now. I want to start getting. I mean, I smoke these, which are the stizzies.
Yeah.
They're the THC ones, but I'm thinking about getting the fucking like the actual like because they're cheap. They're cheaper than a
Yeah.
pack of cigarettes, but I heard they're very addicting. So I'm worried about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had some buddies quit cigarettes with vaping, but now they vape. So it's like,
But that's the problem with vaping is that vaping you ingest more tobacco that way.
yeah.
There's no way to really gauge how much how much you're inhaling from a vape
Yeah.
than a how much is that equal to a cigarette? Like how many puffs is equals a cigarette. So you could
Right.
be sitting there smoking like you're hitting your vape all day and you smoke like a fucking pack of cigarettes already and you would never know. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's what I don't like about them. But at the same time, it's like they're convenient. They don't smell as bad. They don't make your breath smell as bad. They don't, like sometimes I'll be smoking out, and depending on what I'm smoking, there's people walking by and I feel self-conscious about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate that. Like if I'm walking with my kids or something and someone's smoking, like I don't care. Like I'm like, all right, but I just don't want my kid to smell it. But sometimes I'll
Uh,
get those dirty looks. And it's like, hey, just trying to smoke away from everybody, but sometimes people walk around me or, get near me.
yeah. 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 It's crazy. Well, it sounds crazy, but uh, I think one of the things that helped me most was meditation. Like that really helped me out.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Um, I picked up this book and honestly, like I tell everybody to like to read it because it literally like changed my life, changed my perspective on things, and it really opened up my mind to meditation, like transcendence and like self improvement. Um, I think it helped me out, man. It's called The Power of Now. It's like a great like kickstart to like the process of meditation and what it can do for you and like you know the present, and appreciation. Uh, I started doing that, and that actually really helped me stop a lot of things, a lot of my vices. Um, I do. There was one point where I was meditating like 3 times a day, and it was just like put me in this in this zone. Like I just felt like at peace and um helped me out through a lot of stuff. It didn't even help me out like health wise too. And then I kind of stopped doing it, but uh, I've been meaning to get back on it. But yeah, man, I think that it could help you.
Yeah, okay. I'm not against that. I hear that all the time. I just wouldn't know where to start. And I guess you can look up YouTube videos about it. But yeah, um,
Yeah,
I can
that
only
that
imagine what meditation would do for me. Just being able to just stop and focus. Focus on my well being.
yeah.
That sounds like a fun like something I would like to do. But I'm telling you now, with these fucking kids, it's hard. It's fucking
Yeah.
hard.
Oh yeah.
Like to
Yeah,
find
that
like I can't even take a shit without fucking. You know what I mean?
yeah.
With like knocking on the pop, 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 pop. I'm like, dude, just give me a minute, bro. Please, just a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah.
No, it's I'll send you a link to the book. It's definitely a great way to like kind of introduce you to the process. And
Yeah, okay.
once
I'll check it out.
I've read it like 4 times. Like it's nuts. Like it's crazy because it's all stuff that you have already, just never knew how to, tap into it. And there's been times too where I meditated and it almost felt like high, like just from the like just like the peaceful feeling of it. Like I would feel like a head change. And I was like, what the, this is a real thing, and like I could feel this way just from, breathing a certain way and like putting my mind at ease and just blanking out. Like it's
Focusing,
crazy, man.
focusing your energy.
Yeah, yeah. And I was never really a believer until I did it myself, and I was like, yo, this is a real thing. So yeah, man, I'll definitely send you that. Uh
Yeah, please. That'll be great.
highly highly recommend it. I'm sure it'll help you out. It'll get you out of the 80s smoking cigarettes.
You know what? Yeah, that'd be nice because yeah, it's bad. Yeah, because I noticed that a lot of old people smoke cigarettes. It's not the kids anymore. It's the older one.
Hmm.
But it makes me feel so good. Like it makes me feel so great.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone has a vice, man.
Hmm. Shit, I'm like five. Fuck.
Yeah, I had to get rid of all mine.
Well, we're pushing 2 hours. Are you cool with that, or can you do more, or are you good?
Um, you know what? What time is it?
It's almost 12:30, so we can call it a quit. We'll just do a couple more segments and then we'll get out of here because I don't want to keep you
Okay,
too long. But I would
okay.
hope we could maybe schedule one soon, maybe like a couple months, just kind of catch up, see how you're doing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
If you're down.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start recording like my doctor visits because I have to go to USC uh for this whole transplant thing.
Okay.
So I got another appointment in September, so I think I want to record some of it and maybe I'll shoot it to you and can like edit it in or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. That'd be really great. Yeah, we can do that. That'd be really great to just check up on you, see how you're doing.
Uh, that'd be cool.
So yeah, do that. That yeah, I'll be amazing. Or I can edit your, just I'll help you. I'll collab with you. We'll do something with it.
Nice. Yeah.
So I like to. This is a new segment on my show. I like to call lightning round, where I ask you a series of questions and there's yes or no questions, or like, for example, like I'm gonna just ask you a question. You just think of the first thing that comes up,
All right.
and and just go with it. Just go with it. Okay,
Let's
so like
do
for
it.
example, blue or red?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. So it's like that. You know what I mean? Would
Yeah.
you
Okay.
rather?
Okay.
Would you rather um, have no legs or no arms if you had to?
Man, that's a tough one. Um, I'm gonna say legs, I guess.
No legs or have legs?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, screw it. No legs, man.
No leg. You want your arms. Why? Because it's like what video games?
Video games, writing, like, oh, dude, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I could be, I'd be cool in like a wheelchair, you know?
No wrong answer. No wrong answer. So
Yeah,
just go with it.
that's a tough one.
Yeah, right. So here's another one. Blind or deaf? If you had to pick.
Mm, all right, damn. I would probably say deaf because, what was it Beethoven? He was deaf, right?
Was
One of,
he?
one of those guys was deaf, yeah. And
Damn.
I think it's either Beethoven or yeah, I think it was Beethoven. Um, but in order to play the piano, he would have I want to say a stick into his mouth, and he would feel the vibrations. That's how he would play music.
What? I didn't.
Yeah,
That sounds like real.
don't quote me, but
Okay.
that's one of the famous composers. That was their story. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let me check that out. What's your favorite genre of music?
Ooh. Um, I think right kind of changes depending on my mood, but I think right now, jazz music. I fucking love
Yes.
jazz music. Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite band?
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I would say it would be between Portugal the Man, Circus Survive, or Mars Volta.
Those are all great bands.
Yeah.
Very great band. Favorite food?
Uh, I I would cheat and say Mexican in general, but if I really had to pick, I would say spaghetti. Dude, I could make spaghetti like 7 days a week.
Yo,
Fucking love
really? You
love
could eat
spaghetti.
spaghetti like what's kind of like spaghetti with meat sauce or spaghetti and meatballs or like what kind of spaghetti?
And any
Describe
kind,
it.
dude.
Any
Yeah,
kind of
just
spaghetti? Oh
yeah,
wow. Okay.
dude. I fucking
Okay.
love spaghetti.
That's interesting.
That's like literally the only thing I can reheat and eat. Like,
You love leftover spaghetti.
yeah.
That's intense. Okay. Nice. All right. So if you were trapped in a room and you had to eat your way out, what would you want the walls to be made of?
Uh, ooh, that'd be tough. I would say, mm, I'd say like pudding.
Pudding? Like what kind of
I
pudding?
could, or you know what? Yogurt. I would say yogurt.
What flavor yogurt?
Strawberry. The Yo plate, dude. Dude, that stuff's good.
Okay.
Because like I think to me it's like it can't be too sweet because I'm not used to it. I'll get like a headache, but like that's like it's like a light taste to it. So yeah, I'd probably say yogurt.
Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Oh, Street Fighter all the way.
Street Fighter?
I love Mortal Kombat, but I'm on I'm playing Street Fighter right now. Like I play it all the
Five or
time.
six?
Six, yeah.
Six? How is it?
Oh, dude, it's great. So
Okay.
great. It's very broken down and like the classic feel of it. It's awesome. I just got my brothers playing it last weekend. They were like fucking kids at the arcade, man, like talking shit to each other. It's hilarious.
What are you playing on?
PS4.
Nice, 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 nice.
Uh,
Interesting. Yeah, I heard it came out and it looks really cool, but uh, I kind of am worried because number five was a meh when it came out. So I'm a little skeptical, but I mean, everyone I know, like you're like the third person that's told me that's like it's really fun. It's been a really fun experience so far.
it's really balanced. I think they really focused on getting new players to play and not have people feel like discouraged to play pros. Like it's pretty easy to pick up. So it's fun.
That's cool. I'm gonna check it out for sure, just because you said that. because you recommended it. Okay, last question, lightning round. If you could fight any person, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Fight?
Fight
Ooh,
any person.
um, God, so crazy, but I would fight
God?
most people on the radio,
Oh, they said God. I was like, damn, bro.
but I would want to fight and beat the shit out of 21 Savage because this music's so garbage. Actually, you know what? Not even. It's funny because my friends would say this, but I would want to be a woman for a day just to beat up a bunch of females that were like shitty.
Really?
Oh yeah, easily. I would if God said, "What do you want?" I'd be like, "Make me a woman for a day," and I would just have a list ready of just women I would want to just beat,
Oh
just
my
fight
God.
like that, you know, and like no, like not like in a like a savage way of like, oh, I hate women. Just like people that I've seen get away with stuff that
Okay.
like,
It sounded like that. Like if you were just like, fuck women, dude.
yeah, no, no, not at all, not at
I
all.
was like,
It,
God
it
damn, it's
that
so
came out that
bad.
came out totally wrong. No, because like I've seen like I don't want to say who, but like I've seen women treat my brothers badly. I've seen women treat my mom badly. Like so, there's there's like that. There's always someone, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would probably be it.
Okay.
Just
Interesting.
to just and not like in a way of like, oh, I want to beat the dog shit out of somebody. Like it would be like I want to hit certain people who I know for a fact have never had like a reality check, so they think they're like invincible, like they could do whatever they want, and like treat people like shit. There's a lot of men that
So
do that too, but I mean, I
so from 21 Savage, either 21 Savage or all the women who have done you wrong.
not me, just women I've seen that are very that get away with shit,
Okay. No
that
wrong answers.
need their you know need just like a hit on the chin just to like reassure them like dude, it's not cool, you're
Okay.
not invincible.
I get you. I get you. I get you. Okay. Last one, last one. If you could see any artist, dead or alive, in concert, who would you want to see?
Oh, Prince, easily.
Really?
Oh, dude, Prince was amazing. I
You ever got to see him?
no, I didn't.
Damn.
No, it was a letdown. I actually want to go to Minnesota because for one, I'm a Vikings fan, but also that's where Prince is from, and I've heard there's like murals, monuments for him, and it would just be badass to see. My oldest brother, I don't know if you ever met him, but it's like hardcore. Like you look at him, and you think like, damn, this fool's fucking. This guy's a killer, like it looks like a mean guy. But dude, like even he was like a Prince fan, would just be like, dude, that guy's crazy good. I would love to see Prince. That would have been
He
badass.
came. He came to Bakersfield. Remember that?
Yeah, to the Rabobank. I think I
My
was too
mom.
young
My
to
mom went
go.
and saw him. My little brother went to go see him, and he
Yeah.
gave out. He gave out whatever CD. I forget what it was called. Something Mixology. I think it's called Mixology. I forget what the album was called, but it was the album that was out like 99, 98 maybe when
Uh,
he came, and it was that everyone who went in got that album for free. I remember we had that album. We
dude,
listened to it, and I remember not knowing who he was back then. Not really understanding who he was until
yeah.
years later.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Purple Rain album cover, and I thought he was like the coolest guy on the planet. He's on like that motorcycle and like that flashy, like really feminine outfit, but like I thought he was like the coolest guy ever. I was like, dang.
It's
But yeah,
crazy.
that would have been sick.
Wow, Prince. Okay, that's a really good answer. I like that one. Really like
Thank
that one. Well, yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got for you.
that was fun.
We're gonna skate to one song only.
Thank you so much for all of this. You're the man.
We're gonna skate
And
to
I
one
Yeah,
can't
song,
dude.
one
wait
song only.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure. It's great, fun.
I had fun as well, and I appreciate you, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it means a lot. Definitely keep you updated on things.
Yeah,
Uh, I'll visit on here more often.
let's do it. Yeah. All right,
Cool,
man.
man. Well, get some rest, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
All right,
Peace,
bro.
brother.
I'll see you soon.
Say hi
Take
to your
care.
fam for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, man. Take care.